Picked up a 420 John Deere slant dasher 58 model. Kind of a special tractor. It's the only year they made that dash, that steering wheel design, and kind of got a little sentimental value. My daddy, the tobacco farm he grew up on, his granddaddy had a 420 like this, and nobody knows where it went, and he's been looking for one for a while and found a pretty reasonable deal on this one, so we went and picked it up today. Everything's good and tight on it. Sheet metal's in good shape, no welding on it. 3-point's in good shape. Still got the original seats, the bottom cushions in the truck. But yeah, still got the original gauges. All the lights work except for one, the bulb's blue. Still got the original gas cap on it. So just a clean little old tractor. So I'll get a little more video of them when we get home, get it running. So got it home in the dark. All the lights work, but one headlight. I'll get you some video tomorrow. All right, YouTube. I said Daddy had bought a new project. Well, this is the project. It ain't very much of a project. There's not a whole lot that needs to be done. It is a 1958 slant dash 420 John Deere. I kind of feel like going backwards. Die hard red everywhere I got other than a couple John Deere implements, and we end up with a John Deere. Tractor's in really good shape. Runs good, 3-point, everything works on it. All of the lights work. It's still original 6-volt. The only thing that we had to do to it when we got it was the back work light was working, and when we brought it home, it quit working. And there was a short where this wire is right here, where it's clamped in right here. It was pinched, and we had to fix that wire. I rewrapped it. Other than that, everything works. There's the light switch on there. There's that light burning, that one. The bright and dim works. It's actually got the red road light. And then flip it one more. That's the bright with the road light. Actually, excuse me, that's the dim. The first position is the bright. And then back, flip it all the way back. That's off. That's your start. That's your first position. That's your work light and your bright lights. So everything works. Pretty sure that's the original seat cushions. It actually slides back and forth still. It is a 2-cylinder. The only bad places in the sheet metal are in the grill right here, right here. It's got the nose weight. It looks to be like it's a fairly original tractor. I think he did replace the fellow we got it from said he replaced the voltage regulator, and he replaced the center cap and the steering wheel. So now the backstory with this tractor. This is not the tractor Daddy was looking for. It is as close as he'll ever find. When he was a kid, he grew up on a tobacco farm down in Horry County in South Carolina, down close to Myrtle Beach. And his granddaddy was the only person in the county that had a John Deere tractor. Everybody else had farm mauls, 140s, Super A's, Cubs. His granddaddy had a John Deere 420. Well, he always thought it was a 1010 because his granddaddy died when he was fairly young, and the farm got sold, and the people that were farming it and his uncles, they all had 140, so the tractor was sold. Nobody knows where it went. That being said, he spent a lot of time with his granddaddy because they lived right around the corner from there, and he remembered walking by the grill of that tractor. And we got to talking, and one of my great aunts, one of his aunts actually, had a bunch of old 8mm films, family videos. And I've actually got a picture of my great granddaddy and my grandmother sitting on a bush hog that's hooked up to a 420 John Deere slant dash under the barn. You can barely make out the tractor in the picture. Well, those 8mm videos, it shows a slant dash 420 tractor, John Deere. Well, when we figured that out, Daddy's been on the hunt for one ever since. And we found a few of them completely restored they want outrageous money for. We found some that looked like they were ready for the scrapyard that they still wanted crazy money for. This one popped up in Monroe, right outside of Charlotte. This actually wasn't Monroe, I forgot the name of the town, but close to, in between Monroe and Charlotte, for a very good price for what it is. So we went and picked it up. That's the backstory on this tractor. So this tractor, this tractor kind of represents, like, for me, 4 generations. My daddy, the 3rd generation. My son will be the 5th generation with a 420 slant dash John Deere. So it's sentimental. It's a sentimental tractor, because we can actually put a 420 John Deere in person with the pictures and the family films that we've got. I'll put a couple of those pictures in that I've got of that tractor. One thing that his did, he had a fairly good sized metal toolbox mounted to the hood. I don't know why. It's just something he done. But like I said, it's basically a sentimental tractor. You know, I bleed red now. I've run my fair share of John Deere's, Fords. Really, the only thing I really hadn't spent a whole lot of time on was Alice Chalmers and Massey Ferguson's. But I've run Massey Ferguson's. I've run a few Alice's, but I have spent a lot of time on John Deere's myself. But it needs a new spring on that brake pedal. So I think he's actually, we found a set of front cultivators for it. I don't know whether he's going to do that, but at this point in life, I guess it will just be a fixture around here. I guess I'll pull my John Deere grain drill, and my corn wagon has actually got a John Deere number 50. I forgot. I think it's a 56. Don't hold me to that. I'll have to look. I can't remember, but it's a John Deere running gear under that wagon. So we were talking about, I actually got the other wagon, that international wagon. I'm thinking about putting the flare box on the international running gear and letting Daddy have the John Deere running gear for this tractor to fix up, put a stake body on it for pulling the parade. I don't know. That's a lot of work. I don't know whether I want to do that or not, but that is an option. But this is the project that he got. Basically, he's just pressure washed it. Really not going to do much to it. I guess if it gets to a point to where it needs to be restored, I guess we'll tear it down and completely restore it. But as good a shape as it is right now, it runs like a top. Matter of fact, let me fire it up. And this, it took me a minute to figure out how to crank it, but you have to turn the light switch to one position, and then you bump it up a little throttle, make sure it's in neutral, and pull it. And it fires right up. 6 volt. It's about 50 degrees out here right now. It runs exceptionally well. For a 2-cylinder, it sounds weird to me, but like I said, no oil leaks, water, no coolant leak. Hydraulics are strong. It's actually got really good oil pressure. The lift. Everything works, like I said, everything works like it should. So we'll bring you back in just a minute. I'll take you for a ride on it. But like I said, a 58 John Deere 420. Here's the weird thing about this tractor for me. It's the shift pattern. It's actually right there on and off. 2, 1, 4 are reverse, 5th, and 3rd. It's kind of an odd layout, but it works. It's actually got a pretty fast rear end speed. So we'll pop it in gear and fingers again. We'll go for a ride around the road around here to the barn. Like I said, it runs out good. Transmission's quiet. Steering's actually fairly tight. Okay, I got back around here to the barn. My phone popped up memory full, so I had to clear out some stuff. So, but there it is. Like I said, it brings back a lot of memories. 58 John Deere 420. So, one other thing, it is missing this hood ornament, so that's minor. And the 1020 over here, I'm sure everybody will ask about it. That's my cousin's tractor. We had our mechanic do a little work to it on the front end. We adjusted the timing on it, had to redo. Well, I was trying to finish that video and my phone popped up memory full, so I had to go through and delete some stuff. So I'm gonna finish it in the truck on the way to the house. Yeah, I'm not wearing my seatbelt. But like I said, that 1020 down there is my cousin's tractor. We done some work to it. We got to carry it back home, so we don't have 2 John Deeres. We only got 1. So like I said, I hope y'all liked the video. Y'all see that little 420 on some more videos here shortly, I'm sure, especially during garden season. He'll probably hook the disc to it. There's no telling what else he'll do. So like I said, I just wanted to bring that little video and give it a little back history on why we ended up with it and why we got it. So like I said, thank y'all for watching. Y'all please comment and like, subscribe to the channel, and thank you again for everybody who has subscribed. We'll catch you on the next one.